Hola bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic. I'm Magic Mel, and this is Owl, my spirit guide. I felt inspired to change location of my recording, given that it's an auspicious episode. This is episode 21. And when I realized it was episode 21, I reflected on that. And I thought, how fitting. Because in the Major Arcana, and remember that I have numbered the episodes of each season from 1 to 22, like the Major Arcana cards. 21, sorry, Pancho! Gosh, it's my cat. I forgot about my cat. He's gonna disrupt. He's gonna disrupt the video by scratching. Okay, 21 in the Major Arcana is the world. And I'm going to elaborate that in this episode because the world stands for the completion of a huge cycle. And what I've realized is this journey that I've been on and I'm going through, I'm not the only one going through this. So I thought by sharing my story, my experience, my journey, I might reflect yours, or you might resonate with what I'm sharing. That's for you to comment in the comment box below. Okay? So I'm just in this total state of flow today. And this has been after last week, which I felt rather burnt out. After which my body told me, well, you're not listening, I'm going to shut you down. Not shut you down. I'm going to shut you down and make you come back to your so-called senses, i.e. back to base, back to your own energy. Because I was too out there. I was, so to speak, getting lost in the game. So after these past few days, lying in the sun, regrouping, retanking my energy, rejuvenating, in real life, in the elements out there, I feel super zen. Hence this reflection, hence the realization. That's what happens when we actually surrender and let go and release resistance. That's when things suddenly, the puzzle starts to make sense, pieces fall into place, insights happen, realizations happen, and I'm like, yeah, perfect moment. Episode 21 of season 5 coincides with the world, and the world forms part of 6 cards that I pulled for myself. I think it was 2 days ago, but I feel the energy is very much still there. And the cards that came out are just, it rarely happens, but it's this perfect reflection of my journey. Perfect reflection. So let's start. Are you ready? Oh, by the way, I've got my usual setup of my paintings, plus a very, oops, mirror reverse, very important painting back there, which I will get into in a moment. So the first card I want to share with you is the notorious 3 of Swords in the reverse. Note that it's in the reverse. So you may be familiar, if not with the card, then with the energy. The symbolism speaks for itself, but the heartbreak, the pain, the sense of loss, the familiar feeling of abandonment, over. Over. In the reverse, it means release. Literally allows for those swords to fall out and for our heart to regenerate. And as I say this, I come to realize that the entire journey has been about our heart. I'm just connecting with it now. And yes, it's been broken several times, but it wasn't in vain, because each time our heart breaks, it breaks open. And that means with every breaking open, it can hold a bigger capacity to love. Our heart had to break open to become a bigger vessel, a bigger container, because our previous notion of love, of what it meant to be love, was too small. So the heartbreaks were not in vain. They were painful, absolutely. Emotional pain is just as, or I'd say sometimes even worse than physical pain, because it's all encompassing. In any case, pain is pain. Let's not compare it, but you know what I'm talking about. In my journey, the heartbreak has been a mirror to my own self-abandonment that goes way back in time. And I could actually trace it to a specific moment when I was a child and had to do with my dad. I won't go into specifics, but it started this, what I feel, abandonment wound. And some might say that every human being has this abandonment wound because it's so deeply rooted. I think it's Chiron also, the wounded healer. It's something many of us carry, and it will play out in the 3D, either in childhood or later on. In my case, it was in childhood, and I kept on repeating this abandonment wound in an attempt to heal it. So I was creating situations where I would reenact the wound and the emotional trigger so that it may surface into my awareness and for me to perceive it and to potentially heal it. I was not aware of this process until very recently. So you see the 3 swords, it was at least 3 heartbreaks. The external triggers were romantic heartbreaks, but they were a projection, again, as I said, of this inner wound that I was carrying, that I was basically inflicting on myself to take full accountability. So we release these swords and we allow our heart to expand and grow even bigger, because we can now perceive the journey, the lessons, the value and the gift in the experience. I've shared this with you in my previous episodes, that it takes a whole lot of healing and perspective to be able to bless and honor the suffering of the past, the pain of the past. And it's for nobody else but ourselves, because as long as we hold on to grudges, to pain, to any negative emotion, we will keep on regurgitating this energetic cycle. It is in our best interest to forgive, to release, to let go, because that's how we set ourselves free. And again, it hasn't been easy, but the swords are finally being released, and a heart, I feel, is bigger and even more beautiful. I like to use the example of the Japanese art form Kenzuki, in which the artist takes a broken vessel, a broken vase, a broken piece of ceramic, and welds it back together with gold. So I feel very much, as I connect with my heart, that my heart is bigger now, and it's marked with the scars of the heartbreak, but these scars have been stitched together with the gold of my own alchemical self-love. Our hearts have gone through a transmutation, a process of alchemy. And in this process, we have connected with our own self-love. which again is at the heart of this beautiful journey. Swords are coming out. The next card was the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is such a fast-moving energy. It has to do with this releasing, because as long as we are still holding on to things, we cannot move on. We're literally keeping ourselves stuck if we keep on looking into the past. So by releasing these swords, by forgiving, by letting go, this has allowed for new energy to propel us forward, to almost like a springboard, like arrows shooting forward. Shooting forward into what? This is the center of our episode here, the world. I love this card in so many ways. And just taking these three cards together, let's see if this works mirror reversed. I love to put it this way because it literally shows the story. Look at her, here, looking back at the heartbreak, at the pain, but not fixated on it. It's almost like kissing the pain goodbye. She's like, I see you, I thank you, and goodbye. Here you see the fast-moving energy pushing her forward, propelling her into this beautiful, is it wreath you call it? Into this beautiful wreath, which is kind of a celebratory, triumphant symbol in any case, in every situation, no? But it was this energy that pushed her, propelled her forward into this new cycle. And this is what this episode is about. The world. The world in the tarot means precisely that, a new cycle. The journey through the tarot, the Major Arcana, is an archetypal journey, the hero's journey, if we use Joseph Campbell's words. Each chapter, each card in the Major Arcana are signaling a major turning point on our journey, and the world is completion. The next card being the Fool, we start a new cycle. So I thought this is episode 21. And 21 is the world, and I literally pulled this card 2 days ago, and I know that this is the new cycle I'm entering, that this is the energy that I'm in. I thought I want to synthesize everything and also celebrate. The world means allowing ourselves to step back and see how far we've come. It's been an inner journey. Come such a long way. And you see her holding the baton. It's like she has the tools to enter this new cycle. She has alchemized, galvanized the necessary tools, forged the tools out of her own alchemical fire through this transmutation process. And she's flying high, being protected by all kinds of spirit guides that have always rooted for us. This card is also so meaningful because as we complete the cycle, we realize, just like in The Alchemist of Paulo Coelho, and like the hero in the hero's journey, that we had to embark on this journey only to find ourselves. We had to travel the world in the 7 seas only to come home to ourselves and to realize that we carry the world within us. that everything we've been looking for, that we were so desperately seeking, lies within us. The world signifies a moment of completion, of coming home to our own wholeness. The hero's journey, the healing journey, is about coming home to our own wholeness. Healing means coming back to wholeness, to the wholeness of our being, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, recognizing that the treasure that we were looking for is within. Isn't that a reason to celebrate? And as we let go of the past and the baggage and everything, we're free to move forward with this higher frequency, in this higher frequency from which the world is our oyster, because we've reclaimed our power, our energy. We have mastered the tools of manifestation. We know how the game works. We know that we are the director, the main character, the leading star of our own story, the author of our own story. So the tables have literally turned, and we are now in the driving seat. And by we, I mean it's the soul, it's no longer the ego, because this whole process of transformation and transmutation had to do and involved so many ego deaths. She is the soul, basking in her completeness. Let me know if this resonates with you. I know I'm not alone on this, and I celebrate you and me. And as we come home to our own treasure, to our own being, we realize how strong we are. This was the next card, Strength. Another Major Arcana card that came literally, I never pulled so many Major Arcanas in one seamless row. That's why I said, whoa, this is special. It's definitely special. The treasure that lies here inside of you is strength, resilience. One that you didn't even know was there, but that you discovered in this journey and through this journey. It's a strength that's rooted really deeply in the treasure of your being. It's not outsourced from an external source. It's deeply rooted in the core of your being, and that nobody can take away from you. It's the kind of strength you never knew you had, to be honest. We learn to tame the proverbial beast, the beast in us that is in the shadows. And for me, the psychological shadow is not bad. There's a lot of power in there. And we're better off connecting with it, getting to know it, so we can use it, use that power, that drive, that tour de force for our own creations, in the creative sense rather than in the destructive sense. So we have come in contact with our own lion, lioness, dragon. We have looked at it in the eyes and said, I see you, and I know you're part of me. Now let's go create something divinely, passionately orchestrated and inspired. This card also speaks to me that there's strength in our own femininity. And this can be for you men, women, it doesn't matter, whatever you identify yourselves with, We all carry the divine feminine within us. And the divine feminine is on the rise. And she lies in the darkness of those catacombs in our soul, and she's waiting for us to connect with her and to release her. And she is being released within each one of us, individually and collectively. This is the zeitgeist. Divine feminine on the rise. And this inner power doesn't necessarily have to look like external force or power. It's more of a quiet, solid, grounded, harnessed power. It's my cat snoring. That expresses itself through your connection with your own truth. I used to overcompensate, doing martial arts, doing all kinds of sports, thinking that I need to be tough, I need to be this and that. Now I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I know I'm powerful. My power lies in my own discernment. My power lies in recognizing who I am. Why would I waste my energy in proving things to anyone if I already recognize who I am? Self-worth. Know thyself. It's a harnessed strength that we can use in a more disciplined and more discerning way now. Whereas before, we either outsourced it or leaked out our strength and our power towards others, overgiving, oversharing, losing our strength. We can protect our energy now. We are aware of our own energy. We know what our own energy feels like. And we can share that with those who are worthy of receiving it, because we know now how to give and receive in a way that doesn't deplete us. So I salute you. If this resonates with you, I salute you, because it took literally strength to get to our inner strength. Voila. And talking about divine feminine, this new world cycle welcomes the Empress mode. And I love it. I love Empress mode. The Empress is the Queen of Queens. She embodies an aspect of all of the queens: the Queen of Wands, passion; the Queen of Cups, emotion, love; the Queen of Coins, earthly abundance; the Queen of, who did I leave out? Queen of Swords, discernment; clairvoyance. She's the epitome of abundance, the epitome of fertility and creativity. And as the divine feminine, each one of us rises, is released, the Empress can relax in her throne and create from a state of abundance rather than lack, rather than neediness. This is literally what this lady here, if you put them together, transformed into. Let's put it here, sorry, it's on reversed. So after having gone through the wreath, the portal of this new cycle, we can relax into Empress mode and allow things to come to us, because we know we are magnetic in this kind of energy. Resonate? The final card, what this Empress energy is bringing in, what this entire alchemical journey has been about, is actually happiness, the sun, inner union. Because in order for us to be the Empress, we need to come into union with our own masculine and feminine aspects. The divine feminine is the creative, the mysterious, the otherworldly, the intuitive, the sensitive, the emotional part of us. Every one of us carry that energy within us, male or female. Do you respect your own intuition? Do you protect your own intuition? Do you use your own intuition? Do you trust and nurture your intuition? How about your creativity? The protector aspect is the divine masculine. The divine feminine needs the divine masculine. The beautiful thing is, as we come into union with our own divine masculine and own divine feminine within us, and are the empress outward, we actually allow and empower the divine masculine to rise with us. And more twin flame couples are coming together because they are anchors of this new energy of the new earth, the new consciousness, the 5D consciousness of unity consciousness, of sovereignty, spiritual sovereignty. But remember, the journey of union is an inward one, and it happens within us first. So as the Empress relaxes in her throne and knows that abundance is within her, and that she can create from that abundance, the sun shines down on her. And again, we have a wreath here celebrating this inner union, this balancing act of two essential psychic elements, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, coming together in a beautiful marriage, complementing each other's energies, building together, respecting each other, recognizing ourselves in the other. Because as the yin and yang symbol, there is, for example, in me, I carry the divine masculine in me, and my divine masculine carries the divine feminine within him. That's why in the yin and yang symbol, you see the white fish, I call them fish, the white fish and black fish with the dot of the opposite color. Because when we come in union, we transcend the paradox of duality. We recognize, we see the divine in each other, and we know that we are one. As more divine couples come together, we are better able to serve and to devote our mission and our purpose to the Most High, the divine plan. And I know now in my bones that I'm on this journey and that I'm here to serve. And I know I'm not the only one. I've talked to you about the conscious communities that are sprouting and arising everywhere because people are waking up and are empowering themselves and are looking for alternatives and are creating alternatives. We are no longer healing and stuck in healing. We have now reached the next level, which is thriving and creation, collaboration, working together. From separation to collaboration. And this makes us extremely powerful. We are anchoring ourselves in the gold, in the happiness, in the sunlight that we have accessed from within. And from this energy, we are creating something completely different, a new paradigm, literally. The new earth is not anymore just a concept, an intellectual pursuit. It's an embodied experience. And each time we choose abundance over lack, love over fear, we are creating the new timeline with our thoughts, with our actions, with our beliefs of the new earth, of the new paradigm. It's happening with us and through us. We are an extension of creation. We are creation in process. We need to surrender to it. Resistance is the old paradigm too. Resistance is a lack of faith, and faith plays a huge role on this journey. After the several ego deaths and spiritual awakenings we've gone through, at some point we didn't have another choice than to surrender. It was my case for sure. I had to just surrender. I was at the end of it. I was destroyed. So I had to surrender, and I blessed that moment because it was a milestone. Everything shifted from that moment on. And I realized this is a bigger game. There is something bigger happening here. And I'm either flowing with it or cutting myself off from my own abundance. As within, so without. That is a big lesson here. Creation starts from within us. And as we align our personal will with the divine will, that is when we really open up our vessel to true abundance. Because we realize, yes, it was about our own healing. And through our healing now, we're able to serve en masse. And fulfillment lies in serving and in sharing, in giving and receiving. I'm going to keep it at that. I hope my sharing resonated with you. I feel gratitude and joy to be able to share this amazing moment of completion. I hope you're patting yourself on the shoulder. I hope you celebrate yourself. I hope you know you're not alone. I hope you feel excited and joyful and inspired for what is to come. I hope you nurture yourself, that you anchor yourself in your heart space and open yourself up to divine guidance and help. And ask for help also in the 3D, because we are worthy. We know we are worthy. I hope you take this time out to really, truly, deeply understand how far you've come. And that you allow yourself to rest and rejuvenate as we step through this portal into Empress mode. I hope you can relax into the beautiful wholeness of your own being, in the knowing that you are complete, that you carry the world within you, the treasure, the light, the insight, the shaman. It's all within you. And from this beautiful castle of abundance, you have so much to give, so many gifts and talents and joyful expressions to create. And that by doing so, you're making the world a better place, a more beautiful, a more alive, a more vibrant place. By doing so, by tapping into your own joyful fountain, you are creating the new earth with so many of us who are on a similar journey. This was episode 21, Milestone in Mel's Magic. So happy to have you here. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Really helps the algorithm of my channel to expand, reach more souls. If you want one-on-one coaching, I'm here. I'm specializing really on you who's going through a big transformation, who could do with some support, some reflecting back, some holding space through compassionate presence of your own unfolding, your own aspects, some guidance. I'm here. If you want a reading, tarot reading from me, I can do that too. I'm a jack of a lot of trades. And my tarot readings are more of an energy map to locate you in relation to your past, your current energy, and your future energy that you're creating from this very moment. So if you're interested, email me. I've got my contact info below. I'd love to work from you. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comments box. All right, guys? Owl and I are with you and connected with you, and we're sending you infinite love and infinite blessings. More to come, as usual. Ciao, bandidos.